Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I am here with another back to basics crochet tutorial. Believe it or not, it's been a while since the last one I did. Today I'm going to be talking about working in the round because I find that a lot of times crocheters are intimidated by working in the round, whether it be with chains or with the magic circle. But today I'm going to show you guys how to do either or. I was thinking about stitching up some of my decorative Easter eggs and I figured this would be a great time to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. With this first method, we are going to start off with a slip knot. So what I'm going to do is take my tail yarn, zoom out some. I'm going to take my tail yarn and I am going to wrap it around my fingers like this. I'm going to bring that tail underneath so that my ring looks like this. Alright, and then I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to put it underneath that tail yarn that we just brought underneath that circle, and I'm going to grab that tail with my thumb and my middle finger here, or you can use your forefinger, it just depends on which one you're comfortable with, and we're just going to tug up until we get a little slip knot there. And you can adjust this slip knot as tightly or as loosely as you like. If you're a beginner crocheter, then I recommend keeping it fairly loose so they can get used to a well adjusted tension. Alright, and we're going to chain. Alright, and we're going to chain. So you are going to yarn over, catch the yarn on your hook, and pull it through that slip knot, and that gives us our first chain. So it just depends on the pattern you're following as far as this is concerned. A lot of patterns I've followed or have written, you chain about 6. So I'm going to do that. It's the second chain, the third chain, fourth chain, fifth chain, and number 6. Alright, and in order to work in the round with chains, after you've made this chain, you're going to go back to that first chain that you made from the slip knot, and you're going to make sure that your chain is not twisted in any way, because otherwise, you know, depending on whether you're working on in the stitches or not, that could twist up your pattern. But you are going to bring this current stitch on your hook down to the first chain, and you're going to insert your hook, and you're going to use a slip stitch. Just yarn over and pull that yarn through both the loops on your hook, and you're going to end up with a circle just like that. And so some patterns, larger patterns, would sometimes call for you working into these chains, which is easy enough, and then other patterns, you know, you chain up and you work directly into the ring. It just depends on what you're doing. Alright, and this method is usually the go-to method for a lot of beginner crocheters just because it is so simple. You can do this chain ring in any increment of stitches to make it smaller, make it larger. My only thing with this one is that it's not adjustable, so unless I'm doing like a summer hat or some kind of motif, I usually stick to the other method, which is the magic circle, which I'm going to show you how to do now. Now, some people find the magic circle kind of confusing, and in the beginning I think everybody kind of struggles with it, but it's really worthwhile, I think, if you want to work with hats and things like that. So the magic circle, you just want to lay your yarn over your hand. You want to have a decent amount of tail, nothing too major, but just enough so that you don't lose the magic loop once you get it correct. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. Alright, and you're going to take that tail after you've laid your yarn over your hand, and you can use 2 or 3 fingers. I just always have used 3. You're going to take that tail and you're going to wrap it around your fingers like this. Okay? And what I do is I then take my thumb and my pinky and I hold my yarn between there, right? And then we take our hook and we go underneath this first loop of yarn and we grab our working yarn and we pull it underneath. Okay? Kind of crossing it over like so. Then you want to come up, and you should have a cross section like this. You want to go above that cross section and grab your working yarn, and you want to yarn over and pull it through to create a chain. Just like that. So I'm going to repeat that. Alright, so like I said, you have your length of yarn. You're going to wrap it over your fingers like this. You're going to take the tail of the yarn and wrap it around your 3 fingers and bring the tail back to the back. I use my thumb and my pinky to hold the yarn like this. And then I'm going to take my crochet hook, get it right underneath this second one, technically this string to the right. I'm going to put it underneath there, and I'm going to come over and grab my working yarn, which is this outer string, or your left hand string. And I'm going to yarn over and pull it over like this so that it creates a cross section. I'm going to then move my hook above that cross section, grab my working yarn. I'm going to yarn it over and I'm going to pull it through that loop that I just made to create a chain 1. And then from here, depending on your pattern, you would chain up. I'm going to chain 3 as though I were going to do double crochet. So 2 more chains. And I now technically have my magic ring. And so depending on the pattern, you know, that will dictate your stitch count. So I'm just going to make a couple double crochet in there. Like so. And the thing that's so magical about it, you can work as many stitches as you need to work into this ring, but at the end of it all, you can pull this tail and it cinches it closed. So if you're making winter hats or fall items and things like that, then this is perfect for that. Or in my case, if you're making amigurumi or plushies, then you can successfully close up your project. Alright, and as you work into the magic circle, it can come open a little bit more on you as you work. So I usually don't cinch mine until the very end. Then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch and close this row off. And I'm now going to, again, pull that close. Just like that. Now, in case that version of working in the round still seems a little intimidating, there is a secret, not so secret third way of doing a stitch like the magic circle without actually doing it. This one involves chaining, so I'm going to create a slip knot here on my hook, and I am going to leave it kind of loose. I have traditionally tight tension, guys, so excuse me for that one. I'm going to make a relatively loose chain 1, right? And I am going to chain up 3 as though I was going to create a double crochet. Alright, and I'm actually going to work into that first chain, the really loose one, with my stitches. Just try to get 7 stitches in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, 6, and 7. Alright. And now I'm going to pull my tail. I'm just going to pull it, and it closes that hole. in the center, and then you can join your row to the first stitch as you normally would, and it creates a little round for you. Alright, and this has been how to work in the round with crochet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If it was helpful, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on awesome weekly content. I usually post crochet tutorials on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. CST. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which is your favorite method of working in the round and which method is easiest for you. I'd love to know. I know the magic circle is hotly debated in the crochet community, but anyway, it's my favorite. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm also on Pinterest and Facebook. And until next time, guys, happy making!